Hello, my name is Jordan Reynolds, and I want to thank you for letting me be here today. My apologies for my voice because I'm under the weather, but do not worry, we'll definitely get through this together. Today I will be speaking about the global issues that are affecting Washington State Department of Ecology. So everyone here is obviously a part of the executive leadership team, and you will be understanding throughout this presentation what is sustainability, the 5 emerging sustainability trends that we'll be having a deep dive on that I'll be discussing. And how are we going to get there? And then finally taking action. Not so much taking action, just because I want you to understand really the sustainability part and why it's important to ecology. What is sustainability to ecology, though? When you look at the mission statement of the state government department, I see professionals wanting to do something more for their environment and their community. I see innovative ways on continuously improving, reducing, reusing, recycling, and even restoring the air, land, and water. Finally, I see an agency that exhibits the highest complex project management skills throughout any other. This is a great transition as to seeing how certain sustainability trends are emerging in ecology's world, even though there is so much good. Of course, the issues, as you see, are ones that involve a large and complex audience all around the world. Although I'm here to talk to you about how our organization could grasp these issues and grow into an organization that can be so much more. Those are climate change, energy, inequality and global equity, state and national policy, and overfishing. First up, we have climate change. So you have the weather, the migratory patterns for birds, precipitation, and water acidification. It could have adverse effects on the weather and climate. It could also affect the water acidification, for instance, how Washington State just recently received in the past 2 weeks 22 as high of 80 inches of snow, and this brought our snowpack percentages into a really good range, and it is now 86%, whereas it used to be 74%. So what this means is that not only that the people employed with ecology will be doing more research on abrupt climate events, but also this means that there will be more water for farmers, households, and everyday living. Then we have energy. So renewable resources are definitely not finite like coal and oil. They have less impact on the natural environment, and I truly believe that the effect of the electricity demand is where it affects ecology the most, which is where we have the biggest opportunity. I did the math of how we have 1,600 employees who work for this agency. If all of the employees kept their computer or even laptop on during the 46 weeks just estimated out throughout a year of when the employees would be working, and ecology would be spending on just laptops $200,000. And that's just laptops, which is absolutely crazy to me. But imagine if we had solar panels, or if we implemented more solar panels on not just using for air conditioning. We can imagine how much we could be saving. Next up is inequality and global equity. With ecology, there's a ratio of more men to women, and as it states in the World Economic Forum and the Global Risks Report, one fault line around fairness that came to particular prominence in 2017 is gender. The global gender parity gap across health, education, politics, and the workplace widened for the first time since they began tracking it in 2006. Not only do we have an opportunity in gender, but also 3 of our positions within ecology so far. The 3 positions you see on the screen are Administrative Assistant, AA, Secretary Senior, and Environmental Specialist. All have convoluted job requirements. An example is that the AA position requires a bachelor's when you are an Administrative Assistant 1, although when you are an Administrative Assistant 2, they do not require a bachelor's, but 6 years of experience. Then when we move on to our environmental specialist position, we are still currently working with our union on increasing the pay for environmental specialists. So as you can see, this is a simple and easy fix, although one I'm bringing to your attention even more because this is definitely not equitable when it comes to our jobs. State and national policy. In this organization, we are bound to and by the state and federal government. We have certain regulations and policies that we must abide by. Although this does not stop Maya, our director, who's sitting here today, to lobby even more to state legislators. By widening the focus of materiality is the means by which the basis of mainstream financial assurance and reporting can absorb or be absorbed in the sustainability agenda, which is in Birmingham 2013. We will be relying on the employees to make the change happen by stating that sustainability is important. Finally, we have overfishing. With how much the fishing industries in the Pacific Northwest depend on overfishing, not only does it affect our water quality, but it also affects the access of species. If you take Chinook salmon, for example, due to overfishing, it states in the Salmon Are in Big Trouble article, the diversity loss could be problematic as fish populations try to adapt to changing river and ocean conditions brought on by climate change and ocean acidification. Also, by not having any management measures other than just having a fishing license in Washington State and certain other species licenses, then you have the international pressure of fishing and how much fish people all around the world want and eat. This affects employees within ecology because the people that actually tag the fish, sample, and understand and document their migratory locations will potentially be out of a job. So, how are we going to get there? This means that we will be creating policies and regulations in order to improve the ones that we have, alter our behavior and attitudes into something positive, support the employees by pressing for active trainings, and what I mean by trainings is definitely by improving our trainings and our training modules. Then we have lobbying to the state legislature and involving the community even more than we already do, especially when it comes to our public comment section. And then finally, being the change that we want to see for the organization. These are a couple of my references. Then, in order to move forward, ecology has to come together to create principles for sustainability that define sustainable success in the system, which then forms strategic principles through achieving that success through sustainable actions that we can take that can take us to sustainability and tools that could potentially help us, which is from Basile. Slide 12. Next, it starts with the voice of the department and altering it in the right direction, which is sustainability. I would like to thank you all for listening and for dealing with my voice right now. My biggest apologies. And I would love to discuss with any of you in the future of how we can take action with these global sustainability issues.